I'm the Cold Creek Permaculture guy. And I'm going to do a class today on green juicing. It's something that I've been doing. I started juicing in 2012 maybe. My wife and I both started doing it together. And the changes to our lives were amazing. Too many to mention. So a lot of people ask me, what does green juice help with, or what does it fix? The answer is what it does is it, you want what?
I said, I just saw my grandma.
You just saw your grandma?
Yeah.
You want to have an apple to eat while you watch? Do that. Just cut it for you. It's clean. You don't have to wash it.
Come here, Bella.
It's organic. So anyway, what it does is when you start drinking, if you start drinking this green juice once a day in the morning or in the evening, whatever you want, the first thing it's going to do for the first 5 days or so is it's going to start to detoxify your body. It's going to push all the toxins out of your system that you didn't know were in there. So the human body only loses toxins or sheds toxins in two ways, either through perspiration or through going to the bathroom. That's the only two ways. And normally, the human body is very efficient and can keep up. You know, throughout history, the human immune system has been strong enough to keep up with all the toxins in the environment and outpace it, and it has had no problem doing that. The problem we face today is that there are so many toxins from so many places that the human body is falling behind in its ability to keep up with keeping the toxins out of our body. So if you start green juicing, the first week or so, you're actually probably going to feel a little bit worse until your body gets rid of all the toxins. And when you do it, you're going to want to drink it, and then make sure you're relatively near a restroom for the first hour or so, because it's going to make you regular. And after the 5 or 7 days, it'll be like clockwork. You'll be able to set your alarm to it, and you won't have any issues with it. It'll be the way it's supposed to be, the right consistency, on time, and everything will just come out without any effort. I'll just leave it at that. So this is my green juice recipe. This is a lot of trial and error over the years. And what I found when I talked to other people about green juicing is the main reason they stop is that they say, it tastes terrible, I can't drink it. And then I ask them what their recipe is, and it's, well, I don't know, whatever was in the fridge. Well, that's why they're giving up so easily. It's because there's no consistency to their juice. They're throwing whatever they have in the fridge, and there are things that just don't work. So this is a recipe, and what I have narrowed it down to is 2 hydrators, which are your cucumber and your celery. And then I've got 2 fruits, which are your apple and your pear. These are to make it palatable, but they also have good nutrition in them, and they're very low sugar fruits. So you aren't going to spike your blood sugar by using apple and pear. It's not like orange juice. So if you have a diabetic situation or an insulin situation, you can safely juice these without spiking your blood sugar. That's why I use those. I don't have a diabetic problem, but that's the green juice recipe. And then we have the dark leafy greens, which I always use the flat leaf parsley. This one is the most important detoxifier. Cilantro is also very good at pulling heavy metals out of your system, but cilantro is too pungent to juice. It will ruin your juice and overpower every other thing in there, and all you'll taste is cilantro. So don't do it. Use the flat leaf parsley, it's darker. This is also going to be the thing that puts the most chlorophyll in the green juice. So that's the plant blood. When I juice it, you'll see it just drips out of there, dark green puree almost. And then a dark leafy green, I like to use kale, but I do switch it around with other things. Other things you can use would be collards, turnip greens, beet greens, spinach, lettuce, but you want them dark. And the reason you want them dark is to get that chlorophyll and to alkalize your body's pH. Cancer researchers have shown that cancer needs an acidic pH environment to thrive and spread. Can't do so in an alkaline pH, so your body has a pH to it. You want to alkalize your pH, and it's these things that do that. The dark leafy greens. Now, this seems like a lot. If I said, what are you going to have for breakfast, and I put all this on a plate, that's a big plate, you'd say, there's no way I'm getting all that in. But the juicing, by the time we juice it, you're going to get all that nutrition in a little super powered punch pack. And your body's going to know what to do with almost 100% of it. You could go to the store and buy Centrum, and it's got all the same minerals and everything else, but it's got the fillers and it's got synthesized versions, and your body's not going to know what to do with 100% of it. It's going to pick and choose, and the rest is going to go to your waste stream. When your body has to do that, when it has to sort out the puzzle, break this down and look at the pieces, the building blocks of the kale, and decide whether it can use it or put it to the waste stream, that requires energy. So the more your body has to sort through that and solve those puzzles, break things down, put things back together in forms your body can use, that's more energy your body's expending. So, you know, your goal is to always get more energy from your food than you expend trying to get your food into you. So when you eat a steak, you know, we might love steak, but that protein is arranged in a structure that's appropriate for the cow. Your body first has to break that all down, select out the parts and the usable parts that it knows and recognizes and can use, and reassemble it into a form your body can use, and then the truth is that most of it comes out in your waste stream when you have a steak, right? Because your body doesn't know what to do with it. But when you green juice, your body's going to know what to do with almost all of it. It's going to be highly efficient because it's not going to take any energy to break it down and sort it and put it in the place that it needs to go. And it's going to do it fast. After you drink this, you're going to feel the results within 10 minutes. You're going to feel like you had a double shot of espresso, or you got a big boost of energy. So let's get to it. And as I'm doing this, feel free to ask questions, and I'll answer them. I'll try to cover everything I can. I use this, my juicer. It's the Omega 8006 is the model number, and it's called the slow press auger type juicer. You may have seen other juicers that have the big spinning wheel, and they sound like a jet engine taking off in your kitchen. You can't talk to anybody. These are much more efficient and much quieter than those centrifugal types. These extract more juice. This is a unbreakable lifetime guarantee composite. I don't even know what it's made out of. It's some thing they use for aircraft. So we put that in there, and this squeezes out a lot more juice. So if you start juicing and you're going to stick with it, and you've decided you want to invest in a good juicer, this is the one I recommend, because you'll get more bang for your produce buck. You'll have less waste in your tub and more juice than you will with the centrifugal types that sound like a jet engine, like the Jack LaLanne's and whatnot. Now those will work, and you can do this with a blender or a little Ninja Bullet too, if that's all you've got. When I've gone traveling, I've taken just my little Ninja Bullet on the road, and I'll hit a local grocery store for just little amounts of grain, and I'll just chop it up as fine as you can. That's the key to it, not having a juicer. Dice it or smaller. Chop that cucumber up into little pieces, add a little water, and just keep blending it in your Ninja. So you can do it that way if you need to. So we're going to start, and I usually start with the apples. I include the core and the seeds. Those seeds have vitamin B17, which is a good cancer fighter. And this juicer will actually crush the seeds and extract anything that's in the seeds, any moisture in the seeds. Because with that auger, you can actually put peanuts in here with a little oil and make your own peanut butter and do nut butters and stuff too. That's how strong that is. So I'm doing apples and pears right now. And what's happening is the juice coming down there, all the fiber and cellulose is coming out of there, and it's virtually dry. I can't squeeze any juice out of that. That's how good that extracts all the juice out of that fruit. Now, a lot of people will ask about the difference between juicing and doing like green smoothies or blending and not straining out the cellulose and the fiber, the pulp. The difference is this: when you take it all out and you just have the straight juice, it's going to hit you a lot faster. It's going to go through, your body's going to absorb it within 30 minutes of drinking it. It's not going to replace a meal. If you leave all the fiber and cellulose in a la green smoothie, or you get it in the blender, or you don't strain it out, you can use it as a meal replacement. It's going to stick with you longer. It's going to make you feel like you ate a meal. It's not going to process through you as quickly. It's going to slow that whole absorption down of everything and just take a little longer and stay with you. You won't have to rush off to the bathroom as quickly as if you did the straight juice without, you know, I don't want to scare anyone. It's not going to be anything that's going to be uncontrollable. It's just, you know, it's going to work faster than if you ate a steak.
Can you make this like a few days ahead of time and then have it for
it's best to drink it within 24 hours of juicing it. After that, it starts to turn brown and starts to oxidize. And the truth is, as soon as the sunlight and air start hitting it, the nutrient count starts going down from that moment on. So I usually only juice enough that I can consume in that day. This recipe here will usually give me, I mean, unless I want to drink the whole thing at once, it tends to give you, I keep a ball jars with the little white plastic resealable lids you can buy for them, and I'll juice, and I'll drink one, whatever's left, I put it in that ball jar, put that one in, stick it in the fridge, and then it's lit for later in the day when I come home at the end of the day. You know, dinner's not ready yet, but I'm half asleep on the couch and I just need to pick me up to get me through the day. Because I got 3 kids and got to keep up with all of it. So we're doing the cucumbers now. That gives you a lot of juice. That creates a lot of volume in your juice because a lot of juice comes out of it compared to the parsley and the kale.